we even found original paper copies of the original paperwork.
That's awesome.
That's what it looked like when I bought it. But as we dug, we started to find typical floor pans. But sometime before I got it, it was hitting this corner. And they did such a piss poor job at repairing it. This is where all the damage was done. So actually, a lot of this came out of a donor car. Actually had to cut it out and re-weld all this in. You can see across the top where mine's gone. It's pretty much gone underneath. And the reproduction parts, everything else came out of a donor. This whole A-pillar and everything came out of a donor.
Wow, that was a lot of work. Damn.
This had 1 foot in the grave.
I guess.
Yeah. And then we had to reskin that side because that was the side that the car got hit on. But yeah, this was practically a rebuild from scratch.
Wow. Beautiful job. How many years?
It was done in 2004.
Did it 1 year?
Oh, you mean to do it?
Yeah.
18 months to 2 years, I'm not exactly sure.
Wow.
Yeah, if it had not been a Shelby, it would have been a parts car.
Yeah, it would have been worth it.
No, and we were fortunate in that I've owned this now for 36 years.
Wow.
I bought it in '84, and we bought it when it was cheap. In '84, they were still cheap.
Even though you don't have the right carburetor on it, you still have the right one for it.
I had the right one, and like I said, the original intake will go back on when we do the radiator and that whole front end there.
Because there's a Boss that runs around here, 302 Boss. I think it's a 70. I haven't seen it here, and I know that had they came with a 780 on them, which was massive. He put a 600 on. He said it's a totally different car to just drive it. Totally different car.
I had it.
It loaded up with the other one on. It did all kinds. He said that 600 on. It's a pleasure to drive it.
I sold a 70 Boss 302 to buy this in '80. I sold the Boss in '83, the year before I bought this. I kept the 780 on it, and it was a pain to drive, particularly in traffic. One, because of that big carburetor, and two, the torque band was so high. It was. But I loved the car.
Because they were way underrated. I've seen them dyno. They were 380 at the flywheel.
Well, NHRA, when they refactored it to 345, because
it was still low.
Yeah.
They were runners.
They were. And when you took the rev limiter off, the rev limiter was set at 6,200. You took that rev limiter off. I know guys that
if you dig back,
it's 7,500 like that.
If you dig back to the development of that motor, they dyno tested that motor for hours at 9,500 RPM, and they stayed together. They were doing that to make sure in Trans Am they'd survive. But I couldn't believe I was reading that article. 9,500 they were turning them.
They were runners.
And steady turning them, and they stayed together.
I would love.
That sounds really good, don't it?
I would love to be able to find mine and get it back, but my friend runs a Boss 302 registry, and
so you've been keeping your eyes out for it.
Keeping an eyes out for it, but the last time it was sold, the guy didn't update it, and now they have no idea where it's at.
Shit.
But I would buy it back in a heartbeat if I could find it.
Was that a 69 or a 70?
I had a 70.
I never cared for the front ends as much on them. I like the 69 better. I didn't like when they changed the front end. But
I didn't like the 4 headlights. I liked the other.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But I don't regret selling the Boss to get this.
You just want it back.
Now I would like to have it back with this.
Yeah.
Maybe
you'll find it someday. Who knows?
Well, we keep looking.
I got a mosey on. Thanks.
All right. Yep.
My apologies. This video and the last one. I realized that was in-depth conversation, but how often do you actually get to do that with a car owner to put that kind of love in a vehicle? You just don't. A 289 hypo. Four-speed flavor, I think. Yep. Nice little car. 66. Monte Carlo. Really low Dodge with a 6-cylinder in it. I wonder if that's the 170. that a dog? I make a fool out of myself. Oh, it's a Rambler. Duh. Here's a truck that followed me in. Small block Chevy. I like the hood. It's pretty cool. It's a nice job. Very nice job. This was one I was following in. Sweet. Well, there's a Mustang. I think that's a 03 Trans Am. Pretty sweet. El Camino, Wolfie's car, and we have Casino just hanging out. Okay, that's it for now. Depending on what other vehicles show up, maybe I'll fire the video recorder back up. Thank you for watching Wrenching Rick's Garage Mayhem. Please subscribe.